kept thinking who that guy is, and then I figured out who, and it's not in our organization.
Confused organizations.
Names quite similar, na? You know, X from here.
French beard. Got it.
So like such a vicious this that I was like not he confused it. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Dugout. Apologies for being late today. A lot of times it is Harshit or Shane or Siddharth. These guys are the ones who are responsible. It's a rare day where I am responsible for us being late, but it's
on the traffic.
No, not traffic. I was working. I've come from doing, and that it's not even that I'm lying, because that will be up on Sports Today so they can see it. In fact, I got a call from my boss's secretary saying, "Where are you? Who wants to meet you?" So I said, I'm on a shoot. Okay, when will you be here? I said, I'm leaving 1 hour. It'll take me this and that. So when I was reaching here, I called up again, said, no, speak to him directly, because he's not in his cabin. I can't. So I called him. As usual, he said, BS, you're on a shoot, must be hanging around somewhere and saying them. I said, sir, you can see it now. It'll be there on video. You can see.
You can't lie about these kind of things. It's completely impossible.
Exactly. No, sometime what happens, not all shoots result in videos. No, I must have said I've gone to cover something, this, that. So he's like, I know you and him both are lying. I said, sir, you can see it now. It'll be on the video. You can see. There was a shoot. Okay. Now today I have left. Tomorrow I will meet.
It's literally the easiest alibi. Like tomorrow you're accused of something. Say it happens at 12 o'clock at night on an India match. And you're like, we were in the studio. You want proof? We were literally live. There's a live stream. Please check the timestamps. You're sorted. Done.
Such is the nature of our job that everything we do is pretty transparent. You can't even lie at home that I'm working while you're playing a game of cricket or somewhere or hiding.
Not possible.
You'll be caught.
For all you know, that game might be live streamed somewhere.
Exactly.
See, it's not a domestic
cricket match.
BCCI game. So it'll get live streamed.
If it was BCCI domestic game, then nobody would know.
With it.
No scorecard, no live coverage. Anyway, apologies because I was at work. We are late, and sorry to Anshu Mishra in particular. He sent a message saying that 8:30 is his lecture, so come on live quickly because he wants to see us before that. So Anshu, we have another 50 odd minutes. It's a good enough time for us to do a dugout, though we often go more than an hour, and that will be the case today as well. But 50 minutes you'll get the crux of whatever we'll be discussing today. So what are we discussing today? We're discussing the Bangladesh issue, and a lot has happened in the last 24 hours. It has been a volatile situation in Bangladesh. Here, Bangladesh was having to deal with ICC and BCCI. Now they have issue to deal with at home, and it's getting uglier by the hour. It all started yesterday with a statement made by BCB director, which didn't go down well with the now former, but at that time when he gave this statement, he was the BCB director. Didn't go down well with the players. Players asked for his resignation. He has resigned. In the meanwhile, players have boycotted the Bangladesh Premier League games. The first 2 games were to take place today. They have been abandoned. That has resulted in the crowds being upset, and there's been stone throwing there. So plenty is happening. So the question is, has it weakened Bangladesh's stance, this infighting and this infighting, by the way, has nothing to do with them coming to India, because a lot of people are confusing that the players are revolting because of the T20 World Cup. No, there is no connection there. The revolt is not because of the T20 World Cup. It is an internal matter because of a statement issued by a board official, and they said till he doesn't resign, we won't play. But does it now weaken their stance in their negotiations, because that's what they are, I'm not going to say a fight, in their negotiations with the ICC? Does this now give ICC greater power to push aside the Bangladesh Cricket Board? That's the question that I'll be posing, and we'll try to get to the bottom of it. But before that, I have my two colleagues in Harshit and Shane, and they can throw some light on it. Firstly, I want to know, we'll go step by step. I want to know what was the statement? What is the catalyst, the starting point? What is it that the BCB director said that has snowballed into this massive storm?
So basically, it was, I think, on a Zoom call where he was interacting with certain people, I think stakeholders.
Reporters.
Reporters, yeah. And there were question marks being asked about, if you boycott the World Cup, then what happens to player payments and things like that. And he was, dare I say, very offhanded about it and said that no, if they don't get paid, then that's not the point here. Then should we be asking for the money back that we invested in them, in their training and everything? And obviously that went down like a lead balloon with the players, because on one hand you're facing uncertainty as far as playing in the T20 World Cup or not, on the other you're being told if they don't play, then you're not getting paid, even though it's not even in the players' hands. So they felt it aggrieved, and these were one of the many things that he ended up saying, which lit a lot of fire.
But this was the main.
This was the main, but there were also, I would say, suggestions made about underperformance from players in the past as well. But the key thing, I think, as Shane points out, was the fact that he wasn't happy with the remuneration bit. And that's where he drew the line, a line that's not served him any well, because
he was not happy with the remuneration. He was not going to get it.
No, he was not happy with the questions being asked.
With the fact that there was even the suggestion made that if there's a boycott of the tournament, then will the players be remunerated or not?
So he said something to an effect, and I'm not exactly quoting him, but something to the effect as if these players would have gone and won the World Cup.
Yeah, that's how it was implied.
But my question is he wrong there?
No, he's not. But there is a phrase used on the internet a lot which says, you're not wrong, you're just fill in the blank. This man clearly crossed over the line from being not wrong
so
to being fill in the blank.
He effectively said, one reporter asked him that, will you compensate the players if you boycott? He said, why should we compensate? It's not that these guys are going to win the World Cup now. They've not won it in the past. They were not going to. He said it. I mean, he's not off the mark, but I agree with you that there is a time and a place to say certain things, and to say it publicly.
Yeah, it's like saying
that's disrespecting. I agree.
It's like saying that India has this Olympic dream, but what is this if you're not winning 100 medals? Or
but
these
that's
players
the fact.
But the players are useless if you're not winning 100 medals. Can you really say that?
No, you can't say useless. But
if I was, it's not achievable either. No, it's not achievable in 10 years' time.
It is like this. India is bidding for the Olympics. Yeah. Okay, and if I was to say, why are you bidding for the Olympics? It's not that you're going to win more than 10 medals, na? Am I wrong? Yeah, but then somebody might take offense to it. Yeah. But I'm also saying the fact. My point is that I would only say it because I want India to up its game, to become the level of what you want to be, and then host the Olympics.
But there's a difference. If you say it like that, that's one thing. But if you say, no talent, no this thing, we've done so much, they play, reach the quarterfinal, reach the semi-final badminton, and they're not worthy enough, no remuneration for them, I don't even see them getting to 15 medals, no point, let's not bid. Now that's demoralizing as what people may feel.
In fact,
part of it may be true. Part of what? Najmul, part. What Najmul also said, again, as the director, as somebody, as the stakeholder, you cannot be making a sweeping statement like that, no matter how true it may be.
It gets worse, by the way, because we're calling him a director, but his actual position was as the head of the finance wing. Yeah. So what he was saying was a direct impact.
Chairman of the finance committee.
Exactly. So he was heading the finance committee. He said, why should we pay them? That's like your company accountant telling you that your taxes aren't good. It's literally just linked.
Okay, so what they've done now is, after these statements, which obviously haven't gone down well with players, they said till he doesn't resign, we're not going to play, and that's why the Bangladesh Premier League game didn't start. Now they have sacked him. Bangladesh Cricket Board firstly, Bangladesh Cricket Board issued a statement last night saying that, listen, we distance ourselves from this comment. These are comments made in an individual capacity. We as the board don't subscribe to it. So they distance themselves from this comment.
Never a good sign.
Yeah.
And there was also show cause notice issued.
And now they've followed or succumbed to the demands by the players and have sacked him, and now I think the games will go ahead. My next question is, two questions actually. First one, the fact that this conversation has started in Bangladesh, and this question was asked by a reporter that, if they are going to boycott, will you get the remuneration or not? And then the finance committee chairman also answering that, both things taken into account. Do you think Bangladesh is preparing themselves? And I'm just saying, this is, I'm adding 1+1 I'm doing. Because reporter is also asking the question and then he's also answering. Nobody really answered it in a way that the question of boycotting does not arise. I'm saying in another given circumstances, maybe if it was BCCI would say, I'm just hypothetically saying, BCCI would say there's no question of us not being part of the tournament. We are going to be part of the tournament. We are committed to playing. It is up to the ICC to ensure our safety and move us out of there. So the question of us not playing the tournament does not arise. That would be a more confident board, confident speak. The fact that their media is saying this, the fact that the board is also answering, do you think in their heads they are preparing, and this is giving us an insight as to what might happen, they're preparing themselves for a scenario where ICC might chuck them out of the tournament?
110%. The way he answered it, it didn't suggest anything. There was nothing in the answer that suggests climbing down. If anything, it was further saying, if we boycott, why should we pay them? So then that means you're considering a boycott. Are you actually at that point where you're saying, okay, if they don't actually end up meeting our demands, then we won't travel to India and play, and that's perfectly fine. That seems to be the mantra or the thought process. At least for now. Obviously, things can change. It's a live situation. There's still about 3 weeks for the World Cup. Things can change, but I don't think their mentality as of now has changed.
So they are suspecting, that Bangladesh is suspecting that they will be
told no change of venue, so now the ball's in your court, boss.
Which means that they
pull out.
Do you think they're suspecting that they think this can happen? They're preparing themselves for this?
This was always an option. The time that they went down this road with just about 35 days.
No, but I'm saying
this is when it all started.
No, that may have been an option for, let's say, ICC. That may have been an option for us. My point is, in Bangladesh's head, you are always bullish about what you can achieve.
That's what I'm saying. You could not have started this whole thing out, this whole campaign out, hoping that everything's going to work out the way that you want it to work out. Of course, there had to be the other extreme as well. ICC is not obligated.
No, so are they preparing themselves? They know that this might be coming there.
It's foolhardy if they just thought at the very start, when you were taking such a big decision and you were going against the strongest board, you were going well against time as well. Time was not on Bangladesh's side. Time, if it were on Bangladesh's side, then things could have been different. The whole thing with Bangladesh's situation at the moment, forget the fact that they don't have that kind of financial muscle, or they don't have that kind of stature, or if their demand is legit enough or not. That's all of that is secondary. But the fact that when you started this thing out, you could not have just assumed that the ICC is obligated to adhere to my request or grant my request.
No, that you know that at the back of your head, but you are still in your mind thinking, no, we are going to get, if everyone else is getting hybrid, we will also, that the fact that now you're discussing within their circle, within their journalists and within their officials, if they're discussing what happened, compensation, things like that you discuss when you know that is a real possibility. You think this is giving us an insight into the conversation that ICC and BCB had, wherein now BCB knows that they've reached the end of the negotiation and the likely outcome could be they are out of the tournament.
I think the cracks
is that where they are?
The cracks were always there. Even again, I would say, let's go 2 weeks back when they started this whole thing out, 10 days back. The cracks were there, just that they're opening up now. Because not everyone was within the BCB of the opinion that they should take such a hardline stance against the BCCI and the ICC. Not everyone was on board with the now erstwhile BCB director that this should be Bangladesh's stance. Like Tamim Iqbal said, and there were more people than just Tamim Iqbal who wanted there to be a middle ground. Yes, unfortunate as Tamim had said, but if you're looking at the welfare of Bangladesh cricket, a more accommodative stance was needed, and that is something that those within the BCB circles also felt. Not everyone was on the same page as the decision ultimately was taken.
Next question. Because of this infighting, and I repeat again, there is no connection of this fight and what is happening with the T20 World Cup in India and their negotiation with ICC. There is no connection. This is an infighting. But my question is, has this infighting weakened Bangladesh's negotiating powers, and is it now going to embolden ICC, where they see earlier ICC, if ICC were 50-50, don't know what to do, when they see this infighting that listen, players are not agreeing with them, Bangladesh is firing them, they're on a weak footing. If I was 50-50 here, now I'm going to go one way and I'm going to exert my authority. My point is, has this infighting weakened Bangladesh's stance in the ICC negotiation and strengthened ICC's stand in that negotiation, even though unrelated?
110%. Because as you were saying, previously the message we were getting is that, oh, this is not about one player anymore. It's not about security. It's about national pride. It's about ensuring that our country is respected. All that was the rhetoric coming out. Now it seems like the players are at some level wanting some sort of a quick resolution and potentially would lean towards playing. I remember one of the players, it was... I'm forgetting who it was, and we had done the story. He said that players will go to Mars also if they have to play, but at least tell us that we're playing. So they want to be playing. Ideally, in an ideal world, if you're an athlete caught in the middle of all of this, your first thought is, how does this affect my sport? They have no clarity on that.
No, Tamim Iqbal said that.
No, there was a current player also who had commented to one of the local media people and said that, look, it's not on our hands. He's saying, but if we're told, we'll go play in Mars also. What's the big deal? Our key is that at least we should be told something. Right now, we're not being told anything. And that is clearly playing on the minds. They are uncertain. And if I'm ICC, I can use that and say, listen, boss, you're talking about a united front. And this being about this, your players themselves deserve that clarity. They deserve to know. So are you going to make a decision? This is ours. We're saying your games can't be shifted out. Are you going to play? Are you going to withdraw? Make a call. If I'm ICC, I can take that stance very easily.
So ICC, you think, are keeping a close eye. They're maybe seeing that, BCB is caught in their own storm. Now is the time to exert our authority.
The BCB was trying to launch a global war and have instead been brought down by a civil war. Mm-hmm. That's the situation they are at right now. Imagine how embarrassing it is in some ways. You're trying to launch lob grenades metaphorically at the world, and you're being brought down by
infighting.
Exactly, that's exactly what's happened, and that is embarrassing. And if I'm the ICC, I look at this as a weekend divide and conquer sort of thing, and swoop.
See, if this is about striking the hammer, it doesn't get any better.
No better time.
Now put it out
for ICC.
No, in India, they said the loha is garam. If there's one time, the ICC is still not officially.
Mehdi Hassan was the one who said it. Mahedi Hassan. No.
Mahedi said. Though that I will equate, like I remember, I think Indian players were asked when that whole India-Pakistan was happening. It was Rohit Sharma or someone. They said that, listen, I don't want to get involved. We will play where our board tells us to play. If they tell us to play, we will go and play. Our job as players are not to look at security and things like that.
But he had also said prior to that, it wasn't just the Mars thing. He was also saying that, no, we have no idea what's going on and we'd like to know. So he was also talking about the fact that there's uncertainty. See, the India-Pakistan thing, you also have to remember the thing dragged on for nearly a year. Half of 2025, I remember there being some story or some development about this. Whereas with this is a month.
You're talking more about the Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, and less about BCCI. Because they themselves were like, these parties know better than we do at the moment. But just
Loha Garam, come back
Loha Garam, the Loha is Garam right now. If again, there's somebody wanting to pick up a fight with me or just creating a bit of a hindrance, giving me some sort of trouble, and that entity implodes itself, you cash in on the implosion. Simple as that. There's plenty of trouble that BCB, angry fans, if they can be angry about this, just think about the fact that, as Shane points out, if there are players over there wanting to play, there are fans over there wanting to see cricket as well. Just imagine the amount of anger they will then have to manage. Then if there is no T20 World Cup action for the cricket nutty fans over there in Bangladesh. So they themselves, while the two situations are very different, this is about an administrative issue that they're facing. Vis-a-vis the communication channel with the ICC is something else altogether. The two issues, I can very well say, unrelated. It's not like the body has been dissolved. If the body was dissolved, it was completely in disarray or anything like that. There's only one vacant position, which also for the time being has been filled by the BCB president. So it's not organizational disarray fully. It's a mess for sure, but it's there's no corruption allegation, the body's not been declared defunct or anything like that. Two very different things actually speaking. However, if I'm ICC, this is exactly where I exert myself. This is where, because if I'm looking at the situation from the ICC's perspective, this is exactly what I want. What is the bigger challenge for me right now? The bigger challenge is convincing, firstly, having that conversation with the BCCI, because this is loss of revenue for the BCCI as well. Matches moving out. 4 matches at least moving out of the country. Then convincing the other boards who had to play against Bangladesh. Getting all of this done will take a substantial financial hit for the ICC as well. So if I can avoid all of this, it's just one way, by cashing in on this situation and ensuring everything goes as has been scheduled.
The other scenario, looking at this particular situation, question number 4 is, in the negotiation, let's say ICC does take that strong stance. They've seen that the iron is hot. They strike, and BCB also get stuck to their stance. Do you think where the situation is now, and even though the Bangladesh board has now sacked the director of cricket to calm the nerves down of the players, could there be a scenario where this, and the kind of voices that are coming out from former players and current players, could there be a coup of sort? I mean, they've had it at a national level. Could there be a coup of sorts at a cricket level where players say, we don't abide by what the Bangladesh cricket board is saying, we want to play, right? And so we are available to play. They tell the ICC, I don't care what the stance of the board is or whatever, and include us in the tournament. Can they leave their own board high and dry?
I find that a bit hard. A little
No, because
hard.
they want to. Now
Yes,
they've
they
been
want to.
insulted about not doing well in the tournament by the board itself. So,
It's actually,
and they will be backed by a lot of people, let's say like Tamim Iqbal, like Shakibul Hasan, who are legends, who are trying to get into the Bangladesh, understand that politics as well, who are trying to get into the BCB, into administrative positions. They could not. Now they are opposition, and I understand when they see these or say these statements, they're also targeting the current regime because they want it to be there. Coup happens like this only, na?
yeah.
Players come with me, we'll start a rebel
movement.
body.
Why I say it's a difficult sort of a situation, very, very precarious, because of the fact that, see, there are two things over here. There is that thing about embarrassment and national pride. Yes, it's hurt. The national pride is hurt, and if I'm looking at just how bad it must have felt, if it can happen to a Mustafizur, of course any other player who had been picked, it would have been meted out the same treatment. And players, as professionals, you sort of feel the embarrassment as well, because it could be any of the other players as well. So over there, all of them, I feel, have every right to be aggrieved and may not necessarily be wanting them to play in India. They want to play the World Cup, but not in India then. So that's one side of it. The other is...
No, but ICC won't agree then.
Yeah,
the players play, okay, we'll play in India.
And that's so... I'm just saying percentages, whatever. If there's a pool of about X players, maybe, half of them or a little more than half, their pride is hurt and they don't want, regardless of this thing, they don't. But there is also another faction, like let's say Tamim Iqbal said, and maybe that's the thought that resonates with the other half, that, listen, yeah, it's bad. We know this is all controlled by politicians and sentiment. This has nothing to do with cricket. Let's think about cricket over here. Let's be the larger person. Let's try and brushing this under the carpet and think about 10 years of Bangladesh cricket.
No, that's what he said.
Exactly.
That I know.
Exactly. So I'm just saying there are two differing thoughts possibly at the moment in Bangladesh cricket also.
So that's the question. Can they then
No, it will
go
become
with
very,
one thought and stage a coup and
it'll
say
become
we
very
will
difficult,
play?
won't it? It'll become very difficult because the BCB, the Bangladesh Cricket Board, is still the board that's recognized by the ICC. Unless ICC suddenly changes their mind,
If they're not listening to the ICC,
Yeah.
ICC can't change their
then
mind.
that's where it'll become tricky. But I think that'll be, if we're talking about it being a logistical issue to shift matches out of India to Sri Lanka, that'll be an even bigger logistical challenge. In fact, I say it's likelier that you could shift matches out of India to Sri Lanka than have that happen right now. Not entirely out of the blue, but I think it would have required more time for it to happen.
No, without a board, the ICC can accommodate the team coming and playing.
Very interesting. Is there any precedent to that? I don't think so. That would be setting a very dangerous precedent. I don't think they'd want to go down that
Yeah.
route.
No board would want to go down that route.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow there's an entity that emerges in India that we will have the team that can represent India.
Then what?
Yeah.
Then it's Kerry Packer, but for every country.
Threaten the autonomy of boards everywhere.
Exactly. They'll never want that.
While I feel that you can have another B team of India take part in every competition possible. This, of course, T20 cricket, India is excelling. You've got plenty of talent. I won't say under 19 because the under 19 team is busy right now. But maybe they'll be free by the time that the World Cup begins. So you could definitely field another B team, or just have those who were near misses for all. Make a world 11 of those
Jitesh and all, right?
world 11 of near misses put together a team. Cricket again, so much of it is just arbitrary.
Yeah. No, I mean, overall, I mean, that's why I referred to the shoot that I did. I did speak to Manoj Tiwari, who's the Deputy Sports Minister of West Bengal, also a former India cricketer, and I was asking him about that. He made a very interesting point, and this is something that I said, day before when we had the dugout, where I said that I can't understand why we are so hell-bent on having Bangladesh. If there is enough anti-Bangladesh sentiment in India, because I mean, even today I saw that there was an attack on a auto driver, right? So those attacks on minority communities continuing. So they can't, and you decided not to have Mustafizur for the right reasons. Then why would you want to host the Bangladesh team? And this is what Manoj Tiwari has also said. He said, listen, we need to have one policy. He said that at the moment, the kind of anti-India sentiment that they have, why should India be eager to host them anyway? See, if you are asked to, he said, because he also is, part of CAB. So he said, if you are asked to, then host board, because CAB will be the hosting board. We'll do it. Absolutely. But he said, in general, why would you want to be hosting the Bangladesh team here? And secondly, the other valid point, which I agree, he said we needed to have one fixed policy. What must India do when you either don't have politics in cricket? If you're going to take sporting decision based on your political relation with countries, then have one fixed policy, which is shouldn't have played with Pakistan also when all those things were happening. And ditto with this is happening, don't play. Then have one fixed policy. Or if you cannot have one fixed policy, then say, okay, fine, let sport be sport. That is parallel to geopolitics and parallel to our dealing with each country. And you can be dealing with a country very harshly and yet play sport without treating sport as a friendly gesture and just as a competition. And continue that. So I think there was merit in his arguments as well.
This is exactly where the monetary bit comes in. Because for how long can you ignore the monetary bit? We all know why that match between India and Pakistan also went ahead. Was, of course, it was of great interest to the BCCI as well.
But I mean,
And for how long is this sustainable?
Even keeping that aside, I think you would have been saved. I do kind of agree with the point. I think you would have been saved a lot of headache if you had an SOP, a standing or operating procedure. You've kept it for years that you'll not have Pakistani players in the IPL auction. So there's never really been a hue and cry about it. What was stopping you from putting that in place for this year, considering that the issue with Bangladesh has been happening since the middle of last year? You cancelled a series over it, postponed.
I think you know the answer. I was still awaiting a decision on the Commonwealth Games. I was still preparing to submit my bid for the,
can I tell
for the
you,
Olympics.
You can't, by the way, you can't have these games. We keep talking about it. When you're having the Indian Open badminton and the kind of things that they have.
Droppings everywhere.
What happened today? What is the latest?
So after yesterday, a monkey joined the spectators.
A monkey came in.
Yeah, in the middle, it was in the seat, in the fan seats, and the monkey was sitting there. And the reason it took them time to spot him? Apparently, it was dark, so they couldn't see the monkey. Then when fans started complaining, they went and got him removed. That was yesterday. Today there was a match stopped between, I think, Pranoy.
Pranoy was in the
Pranoy
pre-quarters.
was playing, an Indian player no less. The match is about to start, and the pigeon flies from high, and
in the middle of the match had to be stopped.
yeah,
This is embarrassing.
2 instances, by the way, of bird droppings during the course of the match.
Embarrassing.
I don't know how you have this vision 2036.
Last time, that's why I say we need to change our thing. I'm saying these are, as an Indian, I've covered sporting events all across the world, top notch, and sometimes I'm envious of those countries that have gone and how well they do it. And in India, if these things happen, if we are not going to feel embarrassed now, we'll never improve. If we're going to push everything under the carpet now, we'll remain like that. It's like they say about a porcupine, na? When he sees a enemy come, he just closes his eyes and thinks that same as putting an ostrich in the head in the sand. Same thing.
Yeah.
They think the enemy is gone, but it's not, right? It is right there. You're closing your eyes. Same thing, our enemy is our lack of preparedness, our lack of infrastructure, our civic sense. That's an issue. We need to address it. What happens in India is, last time that player complained, I think the player got trolled, abused by Indian fans, that you're saying. How does that abuse help? The player is expressing their certain issues rather than us, saying that, listen, this is a problem with us, let's rectify it, let's be at par with the rest of the world and provide, decent facility. We start abusing the person who highlights that thing. I hope that's not happened this time with the Danish player.
That didn't need to have happened if you're looking at it, because
last time I remember one player who complained, I don't know if it was the same player.
Anders Antonsen maybe only.
Yeah,
Antonsen hasn't come for 3 years
I know this
now.
Player, a female player, right? And
Mia Blichfeld. Yeah, she complained last year as well.
And she was trolled.
Yeah,
she was trolled.
She got, I think,
abused.
food infection or something last year, and this time she's saying she's having a food in her room only. She's the same one who pointed out dirty courts.
Yeah, she said, I can't even warm up because those warm up areas are so dirty, I'll fall sick.
Yeah. The same competitor, by the way, the same match, HS Prannoy match, the Singaporean that he was up against, 8th seed, just forgetting his name. He, in fact, in the post-match goes ahead and says that I've been breathing less. It was down to the air, not because he was made to...
breathing control while playing in India.
I'm sure because he was made to run a lot during the course of the match.
In fact, it gets better. You're talking about head in the sand, this thing. I'll take you back to what Kidambi Srikanth was saying afterwards. Spirited, passionate defense. If only you showed that much spirit on the badminton court, you'd probably win a better spirit.
No, that's fine. I don't want to equate to the performance. You win, you lose.
Leave that aside. He's talking about stuff like every country has their problems. I'm like, boss, come on. Do me a favor.
My point is, I don't, again, other countries or whatever problems, I don't know. I have covered, as I said, events in so many countries. I have not seen this kind of poor hygiene levels. And what's the harm in improving here?
Exactly.
What's the point of defending the indefendable? It'll only bring you down.
See, again, no tournament's perfect. You talk about covering...
I'll feel more pride in our country if everything is top notch.
See, the river Seine also was polluted, contaminated.
Yes, and we reported on that.
Exactly.
By the way, I was there.
Exactly.
No, River Seine, by the way, it is it's a picnic spot. People can sit next to it, have picnics. It's very clean. The only reason it wasn't clean is because they were going to have the swimming competition, and they said there are certain bacteria in the river that can go into the swimmers and can cause stomach trouble. My point is, compare that to our rivers here, no?
Exactly.
I can't even sit next to it and have a picnic.
Every big tournament,
forget about bacteria inside it.
Has some controversy around it, but this is something else out. That was perhaps, speaking from a hygiene, etc., point of view, that was the only thing that we saw with the Olympics. No,
Olympics, there were issues. I agree. That's what I'm saying. You had issues like there were no air condition available. They didn't provide. That's a logistical thing. And if it was not provided, we also highlighted. We did stories on our platform that AC is not there. And then our own organization, that's IOA, arranged for air conditioners.
Can I add something there also, by the way? This air conditioner thing, it's also almost cultural. So I'll give you...
No, I agree. I was staying in Paris in the apartment that didn't have an air conditioner. They don't follow. They don't believe in that.
In fact, I don't know what. Yeah, it was the Netflix show, Emily in Paris. In the first season, they show this girl, she's gone over from America and she's in the middle of summer, she's asking her colleagues saying, why is there no air conditioner? They're like, this is bad for you. Get used to the temperature, sweat it out. So that is a cultural thing as much as it is anything else. So I found the uproar around that amusing. As for rivers, how many, you guys have water filters in your home, right?
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, multiple.
We can't talk about rivers.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the river Seine being this thing, and you look at the river Seine, it looks like it's water I could not only bathe in, I could take a glass and drink it and I'd be good.
You
compare
would
it
not
to-
be good. There'll be
No, I'm saying
issues
good.
there.
I'm saying it'd be good when you look at it from a visual
Correct.
perspective.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying for any
Here,
organization,
No way.
toxins,
Oh, it's bad.
visible toxins.
No, you can clearly see it.
Exactly.
You wouldn't want to. So that's what I'm saying.
But you
These
can't-
kind of conversation that we are having, because a lot of people will wonder this kind of conversation we're having. It's only because you have the best interest of your country at heart. That's why you have these conversation so that you can improve.
I'm sorry to say this. I am as much a nationalist, and this is actually from a point where I don't want there to be a public embarrassment
Exactly.
for us in 2036. Olympics is anyway, a bridge too far for now. Commonwealth Games is happening. 2030, now you're prepared for that. Let's not forget what happened in 2010. I don't want the embarrassment, and also feel the priorities of this country are far different at the moment, should be far different.
Yeah,
There in the national capital, we've run those stories on India Today about not clean water being there. The Pune people are dying because of poor water.
Indore, remember?
Indore,
Poisonous
yeah,
water.
exactly. So it's pathetic. You've got different priorities at the moment, but you've got to see and recognize those priorities. You can't get pigeons out of. This is after your BAI secretariat 2 days back claimed that it was pigeon free.
And mind you,
Bird dropping match.
deposited on the ceiling that have to just come down twice during the course of a match. Like what exactly is happening? Are there drones over there which have bird droppings?
That's what. No, and the thing is, I've covered enough stuff at both KD Jadhav as well as the IG Indore. There are times you don't get a good seat to sit in from the media.
Covered in bird
because it's
poop.
all covered in droppings. Yeah. And never mind if I get a seat nearby, I am also constantly then exposing myself to unhealthy stuff. People die because of prolonged exposure to that. Yeah, you cannot be taking it. You cannot be taking it lightly. Not at all.
Agreed. Okay. Our friend Chandresh is here in the live chat. He says, "Are you surprised that a subcontinent team has cricketers who are united, unlike the selfish lot in India or Pakistan?" Okay. Good, interesting question. He's saying,
Bangladesh have a united front.
like the players all united against the board. It cannot happen in India or Pakistan. Does he make a valid point? Yeah, I mean, I can't think of, and this is not for now, I can't think of Indian players coming together and taking on the BCCI.
Not a chance. Yeah. They're too well paid for one.
And also, I mean, BCCI, I'm sure over the years there could have been statements by BCCI officials which wouldn't have gone down well with players, and I know there have been, but I don't think they'll come together to demand a resignation because it's too strong. I think BCCI has always been very strong.
Yeah.
In fact, they never allowed for a player union
no
as well. Yeah.
Professional Players Association or anything
Nothing.
like that. Yeah.
And there's a reason that doesn't exist because,
Yeah.
well compensated.
Well, who doesn't like it?
There was a comment. Okay. There was a comment which said, "I couldn't help but see Arshid blushing in his recent interviews, but mate, no fault of yours." Anyone would have.
I've been getting those messages.
Please share your. How was the interview? It's good.
Pleasant interview. Yeah.
Have our viewers enjoyed it? What is the feedback from our viewers?
I'd hope so. But
what are the feedbacks? You haven't read any feedback?
I have.
What are they saying?
Some of those comments, some of them reached out to me on Instagram as well.
Are they all?
I think it was. I think I'll have to then accept it because there's more than one person feeling the way that was just reflected in the comments.
No, but have they enjoyed the conversation? Apart from you,
the
blushing?
conversation was anything but about what was being talked about. I think everyone
only noticed him blushing at one point.
Okay. Shivam enjoyed the conversation. Very good, Shivam.
But it's an interesting chat. People should.
I saw the questions before you interviewed, and they were interesting. So, but I haven't seen the interview, so I will see it. AJ.
Says, "Hello Nick sir, I wanted to share with you that I scored 755,
Wow.
755, 100 percentile in GMAT and got admitted to Melbourne Business School, but my visa got denied as the Oz government has now announced that Indian students' visas will be limited So I didn't get it after doing so much hard work. Now hoping to get into ISB. Ooh, good luck, mate. Good luck.
Oh
It's
my
harsh.
God, that's
But that's
terrible.
harsh.
Bloody good score, I must say.
Pretty
Brilliant.
good score.
Very, very good score. You could
Brilliant.
be looking at
AJ.
way better colleges than ISB. Yeah,
Ye-
AJ, I would suggest.
No, but ISB is good now. ISB is
The
good.
kind of money
We
that
can-
they charge over here,
Huh.
just a few more.
I was looking at the latest B school ranking. I'm Bangalore has topped the list, followed by I'm Kolkata. I think I'm Ahmedabad was not in the list, maybe because they didn't participate. Sometime you have. It's our own Business Today best B school list. I saw. But yeah,
hats off.
hats off. Yeah, well done.
I've been in
Congratulations.
that, I've been in
And
that
I'm
GMAT
happy.
territory, so I know how difficult that score is.
Yeah. No, I'm happy that you are here and you go to an Indian college. Yeah, come on. And in some way, I know that recently Australian government has said that they put India on that list, no, whatever high risk list or something like that. They've put, and that's going to affect
Students.
visas for students. But I think it's a blessing in disguise because that will take away from a lot of Indian students going abroad. A lot of our talent we can retain. They can all study here. There's some good management colleges in India, lots of them in most of the big cities. So I wish you all the best. Yeah, ISB is also a great college, so if you make it there.
Mohali campus also has now got more seats.
I know. I heard. Okay, Mr. Ticolo.
So Shane, it's not a cultural thing for ACs. European countries were not designed for global warming. If you go now, every hotel in Switzerland provides a fan.
Yeah.
I mean that you pretty much just reinforced my point that it is a cultural thing.
I mean, like in London also, at the peak of summer, my hotel room didn't have a fan, so I had to ask for a table fan.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
I was in Paris and nights got really hot, so I didn't even have a fan on the ceiling. So there was a table fan, but what I would do is, the good thing in Paris was that I would open the windows and then nice breeze would come in, because inside it would be just impossible for me to sleep. Yeah, very stuffy. Open the windows, some cool breeze would come in, and then it'd be fine for you to sleep. So okay, more questions.
We've got Pramod Rizal, who's predicting that Nepal will go into the ICC T20 World Cup Super 8s because they can beat Italy. Bangladesh are forfeiting the match. We can surely beat this baseball England team on a sluggish pitch. Here we come, Nepal World Cup.
Good one.
It's good one. I actually would like that.
Yeah. Priyanshu says, of all countries we discuss Bangladesh, and all experts we discuss Manjrekha. Nikhil says, I'm seeing Harshit Bhai for a long time, but the Glow while Grace interview was different. A lot of people are noticing that, huh? Harshit,
What do I
I
say?
have to see that particular interview now. No, editor Samya was also saying something to that effect when you yesterday. But I have still not seen it. Okay, on that note, we'll take your leave. Nashli says everything was very graceful, Harshit. I mean, look here, the number of comments, and must the interview has gone viral or what? Everyone seems to have watched it.
It's
but me.
I'd actually say that it's within the family right now. It's not gone that viral. Everything's within the family.
Acha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's within the family. It's not gone viral. It should, deserves to. But
let's ask her if she can retweet it then.
Might be price for that.
AJ wants to know, can you share your skin routine, Harshit?
He washes his face in his own tears.
It's helpful actually.
I know it is.
It is.
I mean, being a United /
DC fan.
Delhi Capital fan.
The only thing to complete the holy trifecta was if he was somehow a Ferrari fan. It would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm regular with my sunscreen. I must share.
Anshu Mishra says, Nick sir, I just saw that Vic sir has completed 23 years here, and I found out that you and Sameep had already joined earlier. That means your experience is even more than his. No. So I had joined here before he had in this organization. He joined in 2003 and I joined in 2002. and Sameep was also there. He had also joined. Sameep had joined this organization before that, but Sports Desk also he joined in 2002.
Correct.
But in Vikrant's case, he came with a 6-year experience with the Indian Express, with a newspaper. Whereas this was my first job in a news organization. So in terms of experience, he's more experienced. But yeah, in terms of vintage here in this organization, yeah, me and Sameep were there before, and Sameep was even there before I was. So yeah, that is true. So it's like a cricket stat, you have to put in filters then to find out, runs scored and under what conditions. And Ankush Mathur says, as a sports journalist, have you asked any question related to mismanagement in sports event to any sports minister officials? Of course. Of course. A lot of times, I have been to press conferences and asked those questions. I remember, when Formula One had stopped here, Mr. What's his name? Congress guy. The veteran. No, veteran. Congress.
Was it the
Mani Shankar Iyer.
Manish.
He was the sports minister at one point, and I remember asking.
Man
He got
real temper issues.
Yeah, and he got pretty
Real
upset with my thing, and he said it's a elite sport and this and that, and I disagreed with him. We've asked questions in the past as well, many a times. There was I remember asking this one, Mr. Gill, who was the sports minister, when he ignored Gopi Chand. We had asked him questions. He got upset with it. He didn't know. He met Saina Nehwal, and there was Gopi Chand, and he asked who Gopi Chand was, and then he got criticized for that. So yeah, many times. Sachin Tendulkar wants to know why Sai Kishore or Krunal considered as Sundar's replacement in ODIs. Very good question, Sachin Tendulkar. But the thing is, that's because they undermine bowling all-rounders and are too upset with players who can bat more.
And bowl a bit.
Bowling, they've really not looked at seriously. And this is something we discussed in our match point in detail last night. You can check it out if you haven't already. I think that's the problem, and that's something that I spoke to these ideas in selection that we are seeing in the last 2 years, quite bizarre. And in the interview I've done with Manoj Tiwari, the cricketer, you will see that as well. That's going to be up tonight. Check that out. Plus, there's another interview with Akash Chopra and Robin Uthappa that will be out tomorrow, so you can check that out as well. But for now, Manoj Tiwari has spoken about a lot of things and quite candidly about the Bangladesh issue, about the current problems in ODI. In fact, he's also suggested that Rohit Sharma be brought back as ODI captain. So check that out. Arijit wants to know why players become arrogant after joining Madrid.
It is real because they're indulged by Florentino. If Florentino could sack a coach because the coach asked for more dedication and discipline from his stars, then what does that tell you about the kind of culture that exists at the club? Culture is stars first, the manager is second, dispensable, expendable, whatever it is you want.
Their season's also done for now.
I mean, Albacete or whatever knocked them out of the Copa del Rey. They're not winning the Super Copa. Champions League at this
They're
stage
about
is very
8-10 points behind, I think, in the La Liga.
5.
5
points. But again, at this rate, remember they were at 1 point 4 points ahead. So if from going from 4 points ahead to being 5 points behind is like you've basically created a 9-point deficit for yourself.
Yeah.
And now you've got also, a new head coach whose philosophy no one knows anything about.
New head coach, again, disciplinary issues with a few players as have been reported. So everything and the results of late, nothing pointing at the moment that a Champions League as well, this very limited you can expect out of them. Maybe just they scrape past this particular stage. But
see, they can get to the playoffs. They have a good enough team for that. Are they doing anything beyond that? No.
Yeah.
Freaking Awesome says, Nick sir, the problem with the current ODI team is that after number 5, that's KL Rahul, there is no real batting in the lower order. 270 is the lowest first innings total at Rajkot. How 284 can be enough? No, I agree with you. But I think, the There are other reasons for that. I don't think the way to go about it is by filling in just batters while compromising on the bowling. I think that's also an issue. You need to strike a balance. So I think that's something that we need to sort out. Okay, what is Anita Sandhu saying? Indian media and people got excited when Bangladesh players revolt against the director of BCB Finance Committee. There are two different issues. Grow up media and don't follow WhatsApp University. I think this... Can you please stop the comment, Shivam? Then I can read them now. I think Anita Sandhu has not watched our show. And Anita Sandhu needs a lesson in English to understand what we've just said. What you are just saying, you're preaching to the choir. We are the ones who've just explained that there are two different issues. Maybe you didn't see the show. Now maybe you've joined late, so do check that entire show out to let us know. Anshu Mishra says, Nixa, Ahmedabad is the best business school in the country for a long time. I know, of course it is. That's why I was surprised in the new ranking it wasn't mentioned. Maybe it opted out of that ranking.
Could be.
I was just reading the magazine just yesterday, day before. It wasn't there in the list. So clearly sometime, a lot of institutes opt out of these surveys and things like that. That is. Acha, Priyanshu is saying maybe nobody saw you. They were all watching the person that you were. But if you didn't see him, how do you know his skin routine? You want to know
that he was
blushing. Huh?
No, but it's fine. It's fine because मेरे को तो घर का क्या, what do you say? घर की मुर्गी.
दाल बराबर.
Every flight.
No, even I'm fine with those things. As long as you watch the interview, it doesn't matter who watches.
Exactly.
Who wants my face to be watched? Just watch the interview.
I'm not the newsmaker. I'm the
newsbreaker.
News giver.
Because you'll break the news.
You're right. Okay. Final comment from Introspect says World Cup winning squad SRT, Viru, Raina, UV, Pathan, Young Kohli, all batters bowled a bit. This team is clownery.
I see. Also, you have to remember Introspect. That was a very different era.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a difference. I'll tell you. Virat Kohli, Suresh Raina, Yuvraj Singh, all these names you're taking. Even if they didn't bowl, they would have made that team as batters. Because they were the best batters
in that position.
Yes. I want to know exactly, is Washington Sundar the best batter in that position? Yeah. Is Nitish Kumar Reddy the best batter in that position? Ayush Badoni, who's gotten as the best batter in that? No. That is the problem. So you don't pick the best batters. There are so many good batters around there, pure batters. We gave an example of a Rinku Singh, far superior batter than everyone that I've taken name of. So if you want that, you play him. Or if you want bowling, then they're not even the best bowlers. You go with an Akshar Patel or whatever, because then they'll give you bowling.
Or if you're looking at domestic, Anukul Roy. Man's been phenomenal for Jharkhand in white ball.
There are so many. Devdutt Padikkal we spoke
as a pure batter.
Yeah, I'm just saying there are enough pure. But this is the same problem you are having in test match cricket also. You're doing that. Now anyone who can bowl a bit, you're bringing. Those guys were best batters. Yes. Additional thing was they could bowl if need be.
Exactly. Now these guys was your first choice to bowl 10 overs at all.
You are picking these guys because they can just roll their arm over. They're not the best batters in that position. There are far better talented batters around there. That's the issue.
Also, SRT at that point in time didn't bowl. It long since given up.
Correct. But even if he bowled or didn't bowl, he is the best batter, no? Can you think of anyone better than him? No, that's it. He came into the team. They didn't come because they could bowl.
Bowl a bit. Which seems to be like a prerequisite right now.
Yeah,
batting and all is good, Devdutt. Can you
bowl
off
You're
spin?
the best batter in the country, but do you bowl? No, associate.
No, sorry.
That's what. Okay, guys. On that note, take care. Bye-bye. Lots more content on Sports Today. More coming up as well. Some already there. We'll see you soon. Take care. Consume it all. While we go ahead, consume our vegetables and insist that you consume yours as well. Yeah. So good night, Nandri. Shubh Ratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother and subscribe to Sports Today.